Here with Coach Ryan Brady. Coach, GLIAC opener this Saturday against Northern Michigan at home, 2 p.m. Just talk about preparation this week as you guys get ready for that game.
Yeah, it's been quite a bit of preparation. So coming off the bye week, so we've had 2 weeks to prepare for this one. Definitely feel like it's been a long time since we played, and so definitely we're chomping at the bit to get back out there. Excited it's going to be homecoming. It's going to be a great day. It's looking like it's going to be great weather, so we're going to enjoy this heat while it lasts here. But definitely I've liked the team's approach this week, and excited to get back out there and get GLIAC play started.
You mentioned the bye week. Just how big was that for your team? Just to kind of, you had the long road trip, then you get to come back on a bye and just have a week off to kind of rest, recuperate, and get ready for this one.
Yeah, it was long for sure. Tough for the coaches, tough for myself. But it was good to get some guys healthy and have a little bit of extra time. But sometimes the best medicine is just to keep playing. So it's definitely been challenging having to wait this long to play again. We just want to get that taste out of our mouth and get this thing going. But we really focused on GLIAC play and trying to get the GLIAC season off on the right foot here.
Flipping to your opponent this week, Northern Michigan, they appear to be a much improved team from what they were last year, still run the ball really well. They've got 3 guys in the top 10 of the conference right now in rushing yards per game. What does your defense have to do to kind of slow them down on the ground?
Yeah, they run the triple option. They're a split-back veer team, and so they're going to pound the football, and so it's going to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust. So, if you got to be really disciplined, you got to be able to stop the dive, the quarterback, and the pitch, and that can be very challenging. And if you can't stop them, then you're in trouble. Having the extra week to prepare has definitely been beneficial from a defensive standpoint, because that's the challenge when you're trying to defend the option. Is a couple days of preparation can make things a little tricky. So for us, that was probably a blessing in disguise. And so we've had some extra time, and I think the guys today are really locked in at practice and feel good about where we're at defensively heading into this game.
You've got a guy in your defense, Christian Boivet, who leads the league right now in tackles per game. What do you need from him in that linebacking core in general just to slow this offense down?
Yeah, well, this week's all about discipline, and this week's all about reading your keys, being disciplined, and doing your job. You just can't get nosy and think that you're going to take the dive or you're going to take the quarterback, and if that's not your responsibility, then we'll be in trouble. We'll be in big trouble. And so I just need Christian to continue to be a great leader, and he's been that. That's why he's one of our captains. And the guys, he had a great practice today and really showed great leadership at practice. And really thought today's practice was really good. And really it was just because of the leadership and the connection, and the guys were really playing for each other today. And so that was really good to see. And the guys are excited about homecoming and the opportunity to play in front of a great crowd.
Flipping over to the offensive side of the ball, Northern Michigan's pretty good defensively getting after the quarterback. They're top 3 in the league in sacks. They also have a linebacker on their side of the field who's top 5 in tackles. From an offensive standpoint, what are kind of the keys for you, or what have you kind of honed in on that unit just to make sure that you guys are doing your job, extending drives, playing two-way football, and coming out with a win? Yeah,
tempo is key. We want to play with tempo. When we play with a good tempo, we stay in rhythm, and once we get going, we can be really efficient. We can be really effectively offensively. So, that'll be critical. We got to run the football, and Northern's been good against stopping the run, and so that's going to be an interesting dynamic. They are definitely much improved from the year before on both sides of the football. You can see their team's playing with much more confidence. So, but we need to really be focused on what we need to do to be successful. Let's take care of the football, limit our mistakes and our penalties. Self-inflicted wounds gave us trouble last week, and I thought we played a really good second half, especially defensively, shutting New Haven out. But we needed to do that in the first half. And so in the first half, we had a couple self-inflicted wounds and spotted them a couple touchdowns. And, that turns out to be the difference in the game. And so, that's tough to swallow. And so, as a coaching staff, we've really been locked in on trying to make things really simple for our players so they can play fast and play confident.